Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Back again, Dave. Back again. I've bit the bullet and paid for StreamYard. I've bit the bullet. Cost me a bastard fortune, but I've bit the bullet. I'm going to start doing more of these live streams. I'm going to start doing more of this shit. I find it funny. Fred, hello. Carrie, hello. TikTok's been absolutely amazing. Chris, bonjour. We'll start this poll now. You can do polls now. Now I've paid for like the good stuff. Should lefties be locked up under mental health grounds? You can fucking vote on this shit. I don't know how you vote on it, like. You'll have to tell me. It's new to me, this. Diz, nice to see you. We are going to go back down the rabbit hole of... we're going to go back down the rabbit hole of TikTok. TikTok. Tick motherfucking tock. We are going to have a look. So what should we look at? What's good on TikTok? Tell me what's good to have a look at on TikTok. TikTok, yeah. Celebs. Should we have a look at celebs? Celebs. Let's have a little look at celebrities then. Anita, nice to see you. Michael, good to see you. I've got to watch what I'm putting on here, haven't I? Because TikTok is a bit of a fucker. What's that fucking bitch's name? What's her name? Lily Allen. Lily Allen. She's a fucking absolute crank, Lily Allen. Her dad was an absolute whopper and all. Off switch. What's off switch? Let's have a look at that. Off switch on TikTok. Is it like a police thing? No. Look, say for no, we want lefties, don't we? We want lefties losing it. That's what we want. We want lefties. Let's go to Primark. I want that. No. The off switch. Oh, fucking hell, the actual off switch. Let's say that's how fucking thick I am. I put in off switch. I want to see lefties losing it. I'll put in fucking off switch on the search bar. Think cunt. Fucking hell. Let's put Takeover Pair again back in. I don't think we had a proper look at these cunts, did we? Takeover Bauer. Let's have a look. Yeah, these are the cunts. What else we got here? Some right fucking whoppers. Here we go. Let's present this to the fucking house.
Hi, I'm Josie, and on
They've all got fucking stupid names. Let's have a fucking... Let's have a little fucking... look-see at this. Share screen. They're all right. Yeah, fucking thick rye. Is that what it is? I think that's it. Tik-Tok. Tik-Tok.
the police said that was my old house. I'm not quite sure why, but
Well, I can hazard a guess. Let's.
hi, I'm Josie, and
Jyoti. Do they make these names up for themselves or what? Jyoti. What the fuck's the crack here?
on Tuesday this week, the police said that was my old house. I'm not quite sure why, but today I'm going to go find out by handing myself in. So the police said that was my house the other day, and I'm not sure if there's a warrant out for my arrest, but I think there might be, so I'm going to hand myself in.
Look at her, she's happy about it. She's happy about it. The Darcy bastard's happy about it. Fucking absolute fucking numpty fucking pair here. So, stage. So these, so your comments are coming straight onto. Yeah. Your comment. I paid for this fucking right. Okay. So I can now put your comments directly onto the. Hide that. There's the poll. I don't know how you use this poll. Oh, it's up here. Fuck. No, it's not. Regular. Tall. Right, let's try it again. Right, okay, that's regular. No, it's tall. That's regular. What's wide? No, don't like that. That one. Big. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Is that better? Or is tall better? No, regular's better. New. Don't want that. So now your comments now are for everyone to see. Great stuff. How do you use this fucking what do you call it that's down here? This this poll thing. Is any polls coming up in the comments? Is there any polls in the comments? I don't mean like Polish people. I mean actual polls. Teleprompter. There's a teleprompter option now. I've got. If I put that top right, now that's top right. Style, classic. That's classic. Minimal, right? That's better, isn't it? Minimal. I do like orange. We can keep that. Sakuraba. Rounded corners. Smaller there. Round. I like round. Font. We've got different fonts. Lefties need locking up. That's quite gothic. I quite like that. Bio. Lefties need locking up. That's more like looks very Western. That's more like school chalkboard, I think. Cabin. I think that's normal. That's like university type fucking font in it. Don't like that. We're just going through a few of these here. Lexen, what's that called? Lexen Giga? Giga? That's okay. That's not bad. Naito. Big lad. Billy's here. He's sniffing the keyboard. Yeah, boy. Go on, you little fuck. I'm just going to pick one and stick with it. Yeah, lefties need locking up. That'll do for me. Now, for font's sake, Polish, a few Russians. Let's get back to it. Let's see what this bitch has got to say. Let's say what this motherfucker has got to say. Let's go back to that. And 3, 2, 1, you're back in the room.
What I am sure of is
Look at the way they dress. Look at the way they dress. They all dress like the fucking absolute goons. Fucking hell. Surely she's got a fucking mirror in her house. Surely.
overreach from the police, and that all that they are trying to do is intimidate us, and that they are trying to stop non-violent peaceful protests and stop the long-held tradition in Britain of direct action.
Did you see what she did there when she walked in? When she said thank you, she put her hand up to her mouth and like put her hand out. That's I think it's called Makaton. It's like a form of sign language. Watch her, watch her. Oh, she's so inclusive. She's so inclusive.
I'm sure that the government is in the back pocket of the super rich, and that they are being funded by the super rich, and that all the police are doing is carrying out these orders without question, right? And so instead of funding the NHS,
she took a packet of crisps with her so she can eat them before she goes into custody. What a fucking absolute turnip. You know, these people need locking up. There is something profoundly wrong with them.
Instead of funding adequate resources for schools,
that's it. Eat your Monster Munch. I'm going to put my little cardigan back on.
What the government are doing is funding
2 fucking absolute whoppers waiting to interview her. A bit more time wasted from the police. Thank you very much.
Is funding genocides and are funding.
The poll needs to be added to the chat. Right. How do I do that? How do I do that? How do I add that? Right, hang on a minute. Style, widgets, duplicate, reset. How do I add it to the chat? Polls can be shown live on stage and update in real time as your viewers respond. Works for all streaming destinations. Help me out here. How did you vote, Fred? How were you able to do that? Right, let's play this bitch while we're waiting.
In bonds. I pay my taxes. I know a lot of other people do.
Do ya? Do ya?
They are using our tax money for their own benefits, to make themselves richer and to destroy people and to destroy people.
What's she talking about? Using their richness to destroy people?
People's lives. So I'm finally out after being held twice over 2 days because some officer didn't want to improve my arresting officer's overtime. It's a bit silly, to be honest. GMP received a £15 million increase in their budget this year. What is that money being used for? It's being used to target and intimidate peaceful protesters.
You're not peaceful though, are you? You're not peaceful. You ruin people's days. That's what you do. You're not out with a placard in front of a building, just protesting like you should be. You lot are in fucking supermarkets nicking stuff. You go to places and cause absolute fucking mayhem, and you wonder why you're getting arrested. You fucking stupid bitch.
Non-violent action takers, like action takers, who are just trying to go against the government. What a waste of money, isn't it? This is wrong. All of this is wrong. And if you want to join us and say that this is wrong,
give us your money. If you want to join us and say that this is wrong, give us your money. Lock her up. Lock her up.
To help tax the rich.
Can I get a lock her up in the chat, please?
And take direct action, then you should go to takebackpower.net and join us.
Lock the bitch up.
Hello everyone, today I'm taking action with Take Back Power in order to tackle corruption and inequality in the UK.
Can we get a DBS check, please, for this fella? 10 seconds in, I've got vibes. Can we get a fucking DBS check?
Sotheby's have donated £100,000 to reform people.
What?
Sotheby's have donated £100,000 to reform people.
Sotheby's, a private entity that can donate money where they want, has donated money to Nigel Farage's party. Nothing wrong with that. If everything's declared, nothing wrong with that. Thank you, Carrie. Lock her up. Thank you, Anita. Lock her up, Fred. Lock her up.
They'll see in exchange for more tax breaks for the super wealthy if they get elected. Meanwhile, millions of families.
Is that fucking what's his face, Corbyn? Please tell me that's Corbyn. It looks like Corbyn. It looks like fucking Steptoe, to be fair.
Meanwhile, millions of families still struggle to put food on the table every single day. We can make a change.
As soon as I put that fucking banner up there, it took off a fucking wet wipe. What's this shit saying on his t-shirt? Take back power. It's the worst logo in the world as well.
Build a system that's fairer and more representative of the British people. To find out more, go to takebackpower.net.
It's all about taking your money off you. It's all about wanting your cash, folks. Fucking hell.
Here at Charing Cross Station, we've just done the action.
Fucking hell, look at the state of them. You wouldn't trust these round your family, would you? These two geezers. Steptoe and fucking that geezer from Derek. What's his name? Kev.
Check inside and see if they need to speak to us and deal with proceedings here. Hopefully, instead of them showing up at our houses.
Inconveniently showing up at our... We don't want to be inconvenienced, but we'll inconvenience everyone else. We'll go to places and cause absolute havoc with everyone else, but don't inconvenience us when we're eating our fucking foie gras and fucking caviar. No. Fucking wankers. Oh, that's what it's all about. Look, yay. Look at us. Silly old whopper in the fucking flat cap and fucking Kev. Steptoe and a bum. Absolutely. Absolutely. Test the vote. 100%. Will someone put a 2 in the chat? Can I put a 2 in the chat? Can I put a 2 in the chat and test it? Put a 2 just to... Yeah. All you got to do is put a 1 or a 2 in the chat then. Shall I put a 1? Put a 1 to even it back up. Yeah. Right, yeah, that works. So let's get this. Oh, it's 50-50 now. This is going insane now, this fucking poll. This isn't going to reflect anything. It's just stupid people not knowing what we're doing. Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Yes, 1. Get some 1s in that fucking chat, quick. Giving him this fucking plastic bag like raw fucking cropper.
So it appears we're free to go at the moment. We'll see, because it wouldn't be.
Imagine walking in. Being that fucking stupid. Don't allow, mate. Imagine walking into the police station saying you've done something wrong, admitting to it, because you're a thick cunt. Because you don't want them inconveniencing you at a later date. It's not like he's going to get to work, is it, this cunt?
Things have changed, conditions have changed. But at the moment, so that's job done. We're going to go and get some dinner, I think.
Some dental work would be nice. Especially with fucking Steptoe here.
Lunch for anybody watching in the South, but thank you very much.
Take back power. Fuck you. Oh, he's the 2 divs. What they're doing?
Hi, I'm Eve, and I'm one of the 7 that was there on...
Hi, I'm Eve. I'm one of the 7. No, not the Birmingham 6 or the Guildford 4. I'm one of the 7 that no one knows about, that I'm going to tell you about right now. We're a virtue-signalling bunch of absolute fascist wankers that think you're a bunch of morons and we know what's best. We want you to give us all your money. Go to our website, donate as much as you can. I need a new perm. Dave and Sid here to the left and to the right of me, they want to get married. They haven't got enough money for it. We're going to try and put a wedding together that's going to be spectacular. They are going to want to adopt some kind of chimpanzee from a zoo. They're going to raise that as their child. Let's go. Let's go.
Sunday in Manchester, as 30 police officers encircled us in a park and arrested us for discussing non-violence.
Knobheads encircling knobheads. Police knobheads encircling other fucking knobheads. I wish I'd have been there.
Since Take Back Power's first action less than 5 months ago, we've seen a massive overreach by...
I would laugh. I would laugh if when they're fucking in this bird's bedroom, they open up the drawer and the gates of hell unleash. Everything starts buzzing, lube everywhere. Fucking Jesus.
The police. This has looked like 49 arrests.
I'll check that copper's back pockets for your knickers, love.
29 raids, 3 of which take...
I'll laugh. I would laugh as well if she puts her hands into that fucking that bag full of washing and she picks out a fucking thong full of fucking skidders. Ugh, fuck. KD, hello, mate.
Place at non-violence trainings, and one of these non-violence trainings was happening in a Quaker meeting house.
A Quaker meeting house? Fucking the bloke who makes the porridge. You can't make it up.
Piece of worship.
Keir Starmer is trying to create a police state and to ban peaceful protest in this country.
Look at him. Look at him. They absolutely fucking gag for it. Look at her fucking doing a little wave. Look at her doing a little wave. Oh, look, Mom, I'm getting arrested. It's right though, isn't it, Dave? Have you heard about the 6 YouTubers arrested and banned from Manchester being called the Manchester Six? Fucking hell.
Can't let this happen. Please sign and share our petition calling for the protection of our freedom of assembly and to urge Starmer to scrap new anti-protest legislation.
Nah, fuck you. Where are they living? Where are they living? Some kind of shed. Some kind of lefty caravan. They're all in lefty caravans, these cunts. They fucking love it. Fred, go to uni, but come out thicker than going in lefty shooters. Hang on a minute. I'm not going to handcuff you. I've got my hands in my pockets, so I can't be arsed taking my hands out of my pockets because I'm a cunt. But if you're a photographer outside a police station, I would wrap the cuffs on you quicker than you could say, "What am I right, copper?" Have you got any means to get home? Because, again, if you were an auditor, I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd lock you up. I'd wait till 2 o'clock in the morning, then kick you out without your wallet. But because you're a lefty and because this is an easy one for me and you're doing me a favour, really, because I should really be catching fucking pedos and rapists and all sorts of bad people. But what you've done for me, thank you, by the way, is allow me to have an easy shift. And I'll put some overtime in because I've got to do the paperwork and I can barely spell my own fucking name. And I'm going to continue to stand here with my hands in my pockets, just shooting the shit with you, wasting more time, more money of the taxpayer, and, well, again, thank you. Fucking wanker.
How did you get home from when you were at court?
What? I was in central London.
Were you living in central London?
No. There's no connections from Bond.
Okay, right, we'll try and sort something out once again. Okay, have you got anything on you that you pay with your phone fees? Money?
Drugs, and bong. I'd like to take my water bottle. It's full of vodka. Yum, yum, yum. Look at the fucking state of him. The fucking state of it. And the copper. Birdie's house raided after arrest at non-violent training. Birdie. Stop saying like Birdie. Fucking I call him bastard Reed. Bridie. That's how we get you. You can't even fucking read.
Am I right to film? Is that right? Yeah, it's Riley. Riley. Yeah, where's her room?
I knew a girl called Bridie once. Fucking hell. She was an absolute nutball. Angela, hello, mate.
We've got a arrested. We'll give you some paperwork afterwards. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much.
Hi, I'm Bridie.
Hi.
I just found...
Hi, I'm Bridie. It's going to be another week before I can get my hair cut like fucking Joan of Arc. I've already started on the fringe. I look like a cunt. Yes, Mummy and Daddy did put me through private school. They did pay for the tuition that I needed to actually fucking come to terms with my gender and sexuality. Didn't really work. Don't know what I'm doing. I'm now at university studying how to fit blinds in people's houses, and it's going really well. But I was bored one day and I saw this online. Take back action, take back power, we want your money. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, I'm all for it.
24 hours in police custody.
I spent 24 hours in police custody, the worst 24 hours of my life, but then again, the best 24 hours, because what I did, I managed to write my whole life story on the walls of the police cell. Yes, it only took 3 fucking bricks to do, but, you know, I'm getting there. I'm getting through life. I'm getting out there and meeting people.
Because the Great Manchester Police deemed it necessary and proportionate to send 30 officers to a park where I and 6 other people, there were 7 of us, sitting on the ground talking about non-violence. We were talking about...
You were planning shit. That's what you were doing, you cunt. You were planning stuff. And now you've got coppers in your bedroom, rifling through your drawers, going through your knickers. If you had 10 pairs of knickers before, you've only got 8 pair of knickers now, love. And this is all your fault.
The principles of non-violence, the history of non-violence, how it's been used in a good way by groups in the past. They decided...
You weren't discussing when you were going to go to Tesco and start selling food then now. You weren't discussing what places you could infiltrate and start throwing paint around now. Of course not. Shut the fuck up. Fucking ginge.
To arrest us all for conspiracy to commit theft.
But what did I just say? What did I just say? What are you lot known for? Being thieving bastards. That's what you're known for. And you got together in a little group and started planning to steal. You didn't have a fucking history lesson on the fucking common.
But let's be clear about why they did this. They did this to intimidate people into silence, to stop people who are calling out the real crimes that are taking place in this country every day. I'm witnessing an actual conspiracy to commit theft, but it's taking place, it's being done by the super rich.
I bet that fucking room stinks. I bet it absolutely onks.
It's taking place behind the closed doors of their 3rd, 4th, 5th homes. I'm deeply frightened by this absurd overreach by the state. I think it is one more example of the fact that our democracy is broken and our Labour...
But you ask any of this lot if they're in favour of auditors at protest or in favour of citizen journalists at protest, they will say no, they're there to instigate, no, they're there to cause problems. So their free speech is fucking up for offer and they don't like it. But they won't back up auditing, even if they... I'm all for these people having protests. It's a fucking hoot for me. It's a hoot for me. I love it. I love watching them fucking fall apart. I fucking absolutely love it. And I'm all for them doing it. But they won't give the same courtesy to people who are on the other side of the aisle.
Government is doing nothing to fix inequality, spiralling wealth...
I bet it fucking stinks in that house. Stinks.
Hi, I'm Eve, and I've just been released from a police station after being held for 24 hours.
I don't believe that you were there for 24 hours. I don't believe in the slightest that you were there for 24 hours. I just don't. I didn't keep you there for 24 hours, 100%.
I was arrested yesterday in a park for conspiracy to commit theft.
Organised crime. Organised crime. Sweaty flange. Fucking hell.
Conspiracy to commit aggravated trespass.
And the female coppers, when they're in plain clothes, have always got like these shitty blouses on as well when you see them.
Criminal damage. This is a literal thought crime. Like, they're like arresting us before we've actually done anything.
Fucking hell. This is a thought crime, this. You were planning to rob supermarkets and shops. You were planning to steal, you stupid, dumb bitch. What the fuck is going on?
Us for attending a non-violence training. And non-violence is like a tradition that's been used throughout history to create social change. It was used by the Indian independence movement. It was used by the civil rights movement in the US.
Oh, God. This is where, I know people in the chat have said this, this is where universities have failed the public. They've failed kids. They've failed young people. Because what they've done is, you've got lefty tutors with their own thought processes on the world, just putting them out there for every single fucking young person to think, oh yeah, that's the way it should be. My tutor says so. We're at university, the highest seat of learning in the country. And yeah, you're correct. There's no... University should be a place where thoughts and opinions are challenged, and they never are in these universities anymore.
Like we were literally just discussing non-violence. And then 30 police officers came,
Get your gloves on, you're going to need them.
Circled us and arrested us and took us into custody. This is just completely ridiculous. We were sat in that park, discussing protests and
discussing how to rob places, you stupid absolute fucking thieving whopper. You were discussing where you were going to go to fucking steal and make it harder for the rest of us to buy food because the prices go up, because the insurance for the stuff goes up. You stupid bastard.
Discussing how fucked this country is.
You're fucked.
People can't
You can't even get a fucking Rice Krispie off a fucking chin.
Afford to eat. People can't afford fuel. Whilst they find money in the budget for bombs, and they find money in the budget for police who protect fascists on the street.
We need bombs. We need missiles. We need ammunition. It's yum for the military. We need a strong military. We need all the missiles we can get. We need all the bombs we can get. We need all the rounds of ammunition we can get. We need boots on the ground in some of these places to start saying, do you know what? Great Britain isn't a fucking country that you can mess with. Because at the minute, other countries look at us and look at this stupid bitch and think we're all like her. And we are not the same. We are not the same people.
But who continue to repress those who stand up for migrants and stand up against the elites and the super rich. It's becoming ever increasingly clear that protest in this country, you just don't really have a right to protest anymore.
You do. You absolutely have a right to protest. That's not to say that the police don't overreach stuff, because they do. Of course they do. The police, they're dogs. The police in this country are dogs. They don't know what they're doing. They're thick bastards. They're malicious. They're everything that shouldn't be in policing. Totally agree with that. But that doesn't make her right. You have got the right to protest. What you can't do is meet up with your mates and start discussing how you're going to rob Tesco's. You can't. You can't meet up with your mates and plan out how you're going to get into someone's fucking car showroom and cause absolute fucking havoc. You can't do that. Exactly, Carrie, yeah.
We have a right to protest under Article 10 and 11 of the European
Tucker Jenkins. Fucking Tucky, yeah. She does.
They need to uphold that, and they're just not doing that. Basically, I'm just so tired of seeing this country collapse before my eyes, of seeing our NHS crumble, of seeing our housing system just completely...
No, how old are you? How old are you? She's now more than 24, 25 years old. What's she seen in her life? What has she seen in her life? Let's say she's 24. When she was 14, was she bothered about fucking the housing crisis? Was she bothered about people being poor? No, she wasn't. She was bothered about fucking doing the things that 14-year-old girls do. And to be fair, probably in a very mixed up and lost headspace as well, because that's where it all comes from, doesn't it? The mixed up these kids.
Seeing millions of people being reliant on food banks, and instead of...
Oh, fucking shut up.
I've got the bit, the easy bit.
Okay. So this guy is called Arthur Clifton. He is the head guy when it comes to these bastards take back power. His dad is a multi-millionaire. He is one of the head people at a insurance firm for a yachting company who make billions of pounds. And this cunt went to private school, had a very overtly privileged upbringing, and now look at him. He's fighting for the little guy. He's had all the fucking benefits of it, all the benefits of a capitalist country, all the benefits of having a rich daddy. He didn't say to his dad when he was going through uni, don't send me any money, Dad. I don't want any of that money that you're earning through capitalist means. I don't want any of that. I don't want to live in your house anymore, Daddy. Don't want to do that. I'd have some respect for him if he did that, but no.
Telling us all what we're actually going to do. And I think before I start, I want to ground everyone in the fact that we are asking for the bare minimum.
You've never had to put up with the bare minimum, you cheeky bastard. Your dad was a multi-millionaire. This cunt has never known what it's like to go hungry. He's never been hungry in his life.
Asking for kids in Gaza not to be blown up.
No, you're not. No, you're not. That's got nothing to do with the people of the UK and the stuff that you're doing to the people of the UK. Nothing to do with it. Daddy can't help you now, champ.
We're asking to stop pumping out fossil fuels so that 4 billion people don't die.
The phone that's recording him right now is full of cobalt that came from the mines in Africa, where children mine cobalt for the very phone that he's using to spread this bollocks. The left are the biggest fucking hypocrites in the world.
We're asking for people in this country to be fed, to have...
You can get fed in this country. You can get fed in this country. There is nowhere in this country, I guarantee you now, there is nowhere in this country where if a family felt like they were destitute and had nothing, that they wouldn't be able to get food. 100%. 100%.
Homes, to be able to pursue their passions, right? What we're asking for is humanity, basic humanity. And if the system as it is, if our politics as they are cannot provide that, then we'll just have to change it.
So what do you mean by that? We'll just have to change it. Anarchy. That's what he wants, isn't it? He wants anarchy. John, non-violent. What the fuck were you stealing? You stupid muppet. That's true. Carrie at 14. We are getting pissed sharing a big bottle of cheap cider. Yeah.
And we're part of a movement, right? We're not going to do this by ourselves.
We're part of this movement. We're a family now, guys. We're a family. We do this because we care. We are the minority here, but we're going to push for. They're like the coppers. They're like the coppers. Blue Line Gang. Think they know best. We'll all just have to fucking fall in line to what these cunts think. Fuck off, you stupid bastard.
This is a cross-movement thing that is asking for constitutional change. And there's 3 ways that this is going to happen. The first is political disruption, right? So think your Greens, think your party, think the independents selected by assemblies. These are the people on the inside, right?
Just want to give you all a heads up. DP videoed some stupid bitch called Siobhan Harper Nunes on the steps in Centenary Square, I think it's called, in Birmingham, the main square in Birmingham. He said to her, he said, the left are really violent, you know. That's why we have to like film and stuff, and that's why the police are here. She laughed in his face. Lo and behold, the other day, she's now been arrested, and she's a councillor for Ladywood, or was, for the Green Party, a councillor in Ladywood who got arrested for attacking 5 people. She's now been suspended by the Green Party. Lefty cunts.
Because if we're serious about this system change, if we're serious about changing politics, part of that is going on the inside, you know, pulling on the levers that already exist. But we know...
What does that even mean, pulling on the levers that already exist? You dopey bastard.
We know that it's not only going to come from the inside, right? We know that it needs to be wholesale replaced. And so we're also building the alternative. And this is the House of the People. This is...
But I won't be allowed in there. If that's the House of the People, if they're building some kind of quasi-fucking parliament there, I'm not allowed in because I've got a difference of opinion. They don't want to hear from me. If I went to that meeting, they would try and kick me out. No one would put their hands on me, of course. Be a bad day at the office for them. But they won't want me there. They won't want me to give my opinion. It's a dictatorship. That's what they want. They want totalitarianism. They want to tell you what you can and can't do.
The assemblies that are happening up and down the country with Assemble and other community projects, we're not going to make the same mistakes as previous movements. There's this guy called Vincent Bevins. He went around and interviewed a bunch of movement leaders from the 2010s because there were loads of uprisings, and many of them were successful in the way that they had a revolution, right? They ousted...
No. No, it always any kind of revolution, any kind of revolution around the world has always ended in massive bloodshed, every single time.
Did someone, they changed the system, but they didn't create lasting change. It didn't get institutionalized. And his job was to find out, like, why did this happen, right? Why were there all these successful movements, and why didn't they create this lasting change?
I don't class success as thousands of people being killed or hurt or maimed or injured. That's not success to me.
And one of the key reasons across all the movements was because people weren't ready. People weren't expecting the uprising to happen when it did. They just thought it was another demo. They just thought they were going to another rally. And then boom, before you know it, 100,000 people shutting down the capital of Iran or whatever it was, and bringing about this revolution. This is how it happens. People were always unsurprised, caught unexpected, so they didn't have the replacement ready. So we're going to be ready, basically. And then the final...
So get on with it. What is the replacement then? You want to take down the establishment. You want to take down, like, at the time, Keir Starmer and all of that shit, and the Tories and Margaret Thatcher, even though she's been dead for years. They want to do that. But they won't tell you what the fucking alternative is because they haven't got one.
Part, and this is where we come in, is the civil resistance. But
terrorism. That's what he's talking about. Terrorism. They want to be seen as the most benign terrorists going. Non-violent. Power to the people. Non-violence. But it is violent, isn't it? Of course it is. When you go smashing things up that aren't yours, when you go stealing, of course that's violent.
One for all of this, step one for this movement is going to be stopping fascism. This has to be our top priority right now, because we know that the centre is gone. Labour has the least popular prime minister that this country has ever had. And the Tories, they're just done. Like, nobody cares about them anymore. So either fascism...
I actually quite like Kemi Badenoch. I think she's really good. I think she's really articulate. I don't think she panders to anyone. I'm not a conservative supporter by any means, but I think she's really good.
Takes control of the state, or progressive movements take control of the state. Those are the two options right now.
So he's just said this. He was going to pay for it all. Yeah, exactly, Dave. Exactly. Me and you, we're paying for it.
I've got the easy bit of telling us all what we're actually going to do.
Fucked up there.
And they threw leaflets out across King's Parade, every donation they make, until this is the number one issue, decisions, not a guy who sang Hitler. Fascism needs it to survive, right? It needs it to succeed. Is gone. Labour has the least popular prime minister that this country has ever had. And the Tories, they're just done. Like, nobody cares about them anymore.
So listen to what he's saying here. So he says Labour's crap, the Conservatives are crap. You've only got two options. Listen to what he says.
So either fascism takes control of the state, or progressive movements take control of the state.
So you've got two options there. You've got fascism that takes control of the state, or you've got progressivism, which is another word for fascism. Because anyone who wants to take control of your life is a fucking tyrant and a fascist. That's what he's saying here.
Those are the two options right now. So how do we do this? How do we stop fascism? Well, step one is keeping an iron focus on inequality. Because we know that inequality, fascism needs it to survive, right? It needs...
Inequality. So what's he talking about here? He's not for equality, because equality is me being able to stand next to him and say, you're wrong about this, and we want to fight against you about this. And he wants to win. And he'll do it at any cost. He will do it. He doesn't mind getting arrested. He doesn't mind committing crime. He doesn't mind his supporters committing crime, as long as they're doing it for the greater good. Well, to me, that's what fascism is.
It needs it to succeed. It needs corruption to succeed. So this is why that we need to keep this focus on it, because it offers false solutions, right? We know the solution to what our country is facing is taxing the rich, not stopping the boats, right? We know that
not stopping the boats. He doesn't want to stop any boats. He wants to tax the rich. I think that's going to make all the difference. Taxing rich people more is going to make all the difference.
It's taxing the rich, not putting children in cages on the border. And we know that the strong leadership we need...
What children in cages? What kids are in cages on the border? Rupert Lowe is a Tory in disguise. Dan Boom. A shoe description, a tin of Equality Street. Princess. Okay, so as a political harmless person, This is exactly the same speech as the new Reform Restore. Just substitute the words. Yeah. There's no cages for kids on. The vast majority of people coming over on these fucking boats is adult men. Adult fucking men that throw their fucking documents away because they know they're wrong uns.
Are the actual people affected by decisions, not a guy who sang Hitler Youth songs in school. It's not about immigration.
Who sang Hitler Youth songs in school? What? This is England. This now, Princess Angela. This is
It's about inequality, and we will fight.
Yeah. Sorry,
so
yeah.
this is
The cages with kids, like locking kids up in the families. That I think that was
number
Obama.
one issue at the election in 2029. We will make it clear through civil disobedience that this is what we have to be on. Longer term as well, we also need to link inequality with corruption. We know that these things come hand in hand, right? The democracy being eaten alive from the inside out because.
Does he think socialists are immune from corruption? Is that what this fucking idiot thinks? Work-based unions in the UK are not worth anything. Unison, fucking RMT, whatever union you prescribe to or you think is decent, they're not the shit. I worked at a foundry for a few months at the beginning of this year. Really good place to work. Loved working there. The lads that were there were part of a union that was there. But they were only part of that union because they'd been like sort of brainwashed into being in that union and just like they went along with the flow. But one of the lads who was in that union, he said to me, Ray, if you join us as a if you come full time, are you going to join the union? I said, well, not really. No, I don't like the union. I don't like what it stands for. And he said, well, I don't blame you. He said, what happened was when the union reps started getting a little bit too big for the boots, what would happen was the management would put them in positions that were better. They'd give them like supervisory positions within the factory where they didn't have to do a lot of work at all. And what that then did is put them in the pockets of the people who own the companies. So that's corruption to me. If you're going to give someone an easier ride or more money, and then you say, look, just make sure that the lads don't go too far one way or the other. That's what it was, and that's what happened. The union reps at the company that I was at were fucking shit. They'd been bought off, and it's corruption. So this prick saying that, the socialism side of things is immune to corruption because everyone's prone to corruption. If someone offered me a fucking $1 million to tell a lie, you won't have to give me £1 million. Fucking give me 10 grand and I'll tell you the fucking sky's green. No problem.
Super rich have taken it hostage. They've taken it for their own gain, and they basically get to choose policy based on every donation they make. And the UK isn't a stranger to democracy movements, right? I mean, we've heard already how the suffragettes organised in this particular building, and the suffragettes they were doing mad things. They were like chaining themselves to gates. They got a blimp that said "Votes for Women," and they threw leaflets out across King's Parade. My personal favourite as well is when a 19-year-old Marjorie Bryce wore a full suit of armour and rode a white horse at the front of a procession in London. They also had 1,000...
All performative.
300 women go to prison with the suffragettes. This is the courage it takes to change a system. And this is the sort of stuff that we need to keep doing, right? We've already seen it with the Ritz. We've already seen it with the Crown.
So the Ritz, what these fucking idiots did, they went into the Ritz Hotel where people think when you read about the Ritz and Claridge's and the Savoy, people think it's only the super rich who go in there. No, it's not. You can go and have fucking take your missus in for afternoon tea or whatever, or a nice meal, and you won't spend more than 150 quid. You won't spend more than 150 quid in the Savoy. You won't. You have a really nice meal and you'll be made to feel so welcome. And now these places are seen as ultra rich because they've got these penthouses they're in the buildings that cost a lot of money to stay in. And to stay in the Savoy is a lot of money to stay. Well, I suppose it depends what you mean by a lot of money. It depends what you mean by a lot of money. If you had 300 or 400 quid, you could go and spend a night at the Savoy in absolute fucking beautiful room, and for a treat for yourself. So what these bastards did was at Christmas, they went in and they poured a load of horse shit around the Christmas tree. Ruined it for everyone. Just ruined it. The place was stank out and they ruined it. Because you can't have nothing nice. You can't have a nice time around these people. You can't trust these fuckers around your kids. You can't trust these fuckers around disabled or vulnerable people. You just can't. Because you don't know what they're going to do next.
Jules, we need to be getting this attention. We need to
Thank you. What have I always said? We need to be getting this attention. We need attention.
Change the system. And this is the sort of stuff that we need to keep doing, right? We've already seen it with the Ritz. We've already seen it with the Crown Jewels. We need to be getting this attention. We need to be doing these slightly outrageous things so it keeps getting in the...
It's not slightly outrageous. It's criminal. It's criminal. And don't forget that this guy's dad is a multi-millionaire. Why hasn't he been to the head offices of the yachting firm that his dad works for and started putting shit up the fucking walls and the windows? Why hasn't he done that? Is it because he'd get cut off by daddy out of the fucking will? Just a wanker. Just not. His name's Arthur Clifton.
People keep talking about inequality, keep talking about taxing the rich until it becomes the number one issue at the 2029 election, until that is all the country can think about. And
this is what they want. They want to try and focus you up on the shit that they think you should be focused on. You've got your own mind. You make it up for yourself.
All the country can talk about, and the elites know that they're not going to get away with telling us it is anything other than that. But this isn't. How do we actually get to that point where this happens? The main answer, the central answer, is mass mobilization.
Which means what?
We're going to stop the fascists by bringing 10,000 people to London to engage in civil disobedience around the 2029 election. And that's a fucking problem.
Lock him up. Lock him up. Can you go lock him up in the chat, please? Lock him up. Lock him up.
We're going to stop the fascists by bringing 10,000 people to London to engage in civil disobedience around the 2029 election. And that's a fucking promise.
Lock him up. Lock him up. Unbelievable.
We can force the attention on inequality, not immigration, and so that we can create material pressure for the styles of government that we want, for the people in power.
We don't want that style of government. The normal people don't want. So let me get this correct. Then he wants true democracy. Yeah, he wants true democracy. This cunt. So if the vote was put to the British public, do they want his style of politics or the one we've got now? And if they voted for the one we've got now, whether it's with 51 to 49, if we voted with the majority that said we want the policy, we wanted the democracy that we've got now, not his style of democracy, would he adhere to it? No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. He would just keep going on and on and on. That's true, Dan. Yeah.
All right? So we can fight for freedom, not fascism, so the people are in power, not the fucking fascists. The regime is always fragile, right? Those in power are always fragile because they depend on our obedience. If they don't have that, they're fucked. So if enough of us say, actually, we don't want that, actually, that's not how it's going to be.
Leave. Leave the country. Leave the country.
And that's the way it is. That's how this stuff works. And that's why uprisings are always just that little bit closer than they seem. So this is what we're going to be building. So we're also going to be building up in all our local cities until we can take these tactics, take action across the country simultaneously. And this needs everyone in this room, right? This needs everyone in this room. I know people are from all over the country, from London, Manchester, Norwich. This needs all of us out in the streets and leading this change. But what are we actually going to be doing in the short term? What are we actually going to be doing over the next couple months?
Right, I've not heard this. They're going to be asking for money. They're going to be asking for money.
So as we've heard, like we need to build this strength, right? This doesn't happen overnight. Like we need to build these trainings. This is what happened with the Sudanese revolution. They started.
He keeps harking on to other people's revolutions in really bad countries. He's harking back to revolutions like in fucking Romania when Ceausescu was fucked off, you know, and in places like in the Sudan and places like the fucking Congo, revolutions there. Unbelievable.
in 2013 got crushed, and then we just did trainings for like years until in 2018 they had another uprising and it worked, right? They were successful because they were built in this non-violence, they were built in this resilience, they were built in this trainings, this bottom-up power. So we're going to start building now, and we've got 3 different tactics that we're going to be kicking this off with.
I'm going to guess here. I could be wrong. I'm going to guess one of them includes taking your money. They want your donations.
First of all, we've got take-backs. We've seen that food is locked behind.
So he wants you to. He wants them to steal. He wants them to steal.
Behind these skyrocketing prices, right? We've seen that it's in the supermarket, and less people can afford less and less food. So what we do is actually pretty obvious, right? We go in there, we take it out, and we redistribute it to the local.
Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up. He's telling people to steal. He is committing a crime now. He's telling people to go out and commit crime. Dido.
Community. And then we're also going to be doing takeovers. And this is like a standard bread and butter civil resistance, occupations of high-end stores, right? The places where we're told that we can't go. The places...
You can go as long as you behave yourself. As long as you don't sit there shouting and screaming and sticking your hand to a fucking car.
That get more and more expensive, while on the same streets people are starving, right? Think of Oxford Circus, Oxford Street, just a few
places where his dad's probably bought fucking Ferraris and fucking high-end jewellery while he sat on his daddy's fucking yacht. You couldn't get more hypocritical if you fucking tried.
A few blocks from Grenfell. This is where we're going to be going.
A few blocks? What do you mean a few blocks? This isn't America. This tells you all you need to know about this lad. He's been all over the world about. I bet his daddy's paid for everything for him. I bet he's been to America a number of times. He's been to all these wonderful places because daddy paid for everything. But daddy didn't do what he should have done and give him any kind of moral guidance. Now, I could be wrong there. I could be that his dad was a sound bloke and he's done his best, and this is the shit that's just turned out because he's been in the company of wankers. But I would air that his dad has a part to play in this.
As people are squeezed out of London, causing disruption, causing this and having this symbolism against this, this prime symbol of inequality. And then the final thing is obviously stunts. These are
stunts. What? Jumping out of buildings with no fucking airbag underneath?
These are just the word for the kind of the kind of out there things. Again, think Ritz, think Crown Jewels. These are how we get the attention. This is how we get the
causing problems for people who've got nothing to do with what you're talking about. Someone who... Can you imagine this? You've saved up for 6 months. You've been working hard. You've saved up for 6 months. You want to take your missus out to somewhere nice in London. You've booked a nice hotel. You can't afford to stay in the Ritz for whatever reason. But you've saved up. And you can afford to stay in the Ritz for a night. You want to give your missus she's been working hard all year. You've been working hard all year. You want to give her a night out, and you want to say, do you know what? We're going to the Ritz tonight. We're staying at the Ritz. You've been working 60 hours a week for the past 6 months, and so have I. We're going to the Ritz tonight. We're going to have a slap-up meal. We're going to go and watch a show. We're going to go and have some fun. And then you get this cunt with all these wanker fucking mates, all these noncy mates, coming in and shoving a load of... And it's Christmas time, and shoving a load of fucking horse shit in the fucking foyer. Because he's got some kind of issue with his dad.
Ritz, think Crown Jewels. These are how we get the attention. This is how we get everyone talking about this stuff. So this combination of these three things, take-backs...
He's got to be locked up, John. He's got to be locked up.
Takeovers and stunts coming together in a week of action in April. And this is just the start, right? This is just how we build this strength, get new people in, say what we're about, and then we'll absorb this energy and keep going. And I think this is the final point that I want to kind of touch on, is that if we're serious about mass mobilization, if we're serious about stopping fascism, if we're serious about this, we need the resilience. And this needs all of us to have...
Lock him up, throw the key away. Lock him up and throw the key away. That's what you do. You lock him up, this violent criminal, and you throw the key away.
The courage to look at ourselves and say, is this worth resisting for? Is this what we want to do? I think I know what the feeling in the room is. But I think another example of this is the Nepalese revolution, which happened...
Oh, God, he can't stop talking about other countries' revolutions. Let me tell you about the countries that he's on about. Romania, Sudanese, Nepalese. These are countries that had violent governments. And I mean, not what we've got now. In this country, we've just got dingbats and we've got a wanker police force. That's what we've got. That's all we've got. It's bad enough, but that's all we've got. In the countries that he's talking about, there was mass murders by the governments. This has got nothing to do with the UK. Is it? Oh, mate, 100%. 100% is a failed theatre kid.
Last year. And there was like lots of organizing around this. This happened on Discord. People were strategizing. They were coordinating on it, like proper, grassroots stuff. And on the 8th of September, 2025, there were hundreds of thousands of people outside the federal parliament building. Some people got a bit excited, I guess, and they tried to climb over the gates.
Got a bit excited? This is on your watch. These are your people. He thinks he's John fucking Connor from Terminator. You are if you're hearing my call, you are the resistance. Fuck off. Fucking absolute dingbat. I've got some good stuff on here now. I've got some things I can do on here. Media assets. Watch this. Hang on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fucking hell, for fuck's sake. One sec. Right.
And this is when the security forces opened fire with live ammunition.
I've got a boo.
They killed 19 and injured 347. People were seen lying inanimate with fatal wounds to their head, to their torso. There was video footage that got circulated of people with their face blown off, still in their school uniform. This is who was taking part in this revolution, right? People in their school uniform going down after school to say that we want to change this.
No, that's not what was happening. That's not what was happening whatsoever. He's talking like that they were protesting like fucking the rich and stuff like that. These people were going down to these places, like in the fucking Romanian revolution, like in the Sudanese, what he's just been talking about. These were people that were being massively physically oppressed. These were people that were being killed in the streets by the government. Ceausescu, fucking hell, one of the most evil people to ever fucking walk this earth. And quite rightly, the people rose up and fucking did something about it. He's not that people. He's not them.
And originally,
for fuck's sake,
these protests were around corruption and, displays of wealth, very similar.
Oh, God, sorry about this.
To what we're doing here. And the reaction to this, normally we'd think this would scare people off. People would go away, right? People would be terrified. But what actually happened when people saw this, the people in their school uniforms with their faces blown off, thousands more joined the next day. And it kept growing and it kept growing. And they weren't just calling for anti-corruption anymore. They were calling for the complete dissolution of Parliament. And the same day, the day after they opened fire, on the 9th of September, 2025, the president flew, right? He fled the country that same day. And this is why we need this resilience. If we're serious...
So what would you have done with him then? What would you have done with that president? Killed him? What would you have done with him? Locked him up? What?
...about this, which I know we are. This is why we need to dig into this and seriously look at ourselves and realize that we don't have an option.
They've never done any self-reflection in their lives. They've never thought about the impact of their actions on any other people. You've got that. Do you know what? I'll fucking highlight that, motherfucker. You've got that completely correct. It's literally an audition to be a Green Party candidate. You've got that absolutely spot on. That's exactly what it is there.
We cannot let fascism win. So enough people say, no, we're not going to accept this broken system anymore. We're not going to accept people getting poorer and poorer while a tiny minority get richer and richer. We're not going to accept the collapse of society.
Shut the fuck up.
Protesters want to take essential items from shops and occupy shop floors as part of a fresh crime wave between April the 20th and May the 10th. Jo Grace is the spokesperson for Take Back Power. Would you call this shoplifting?
What I would call this is redistributing.
This is the stupid bitch with the massive tongue that I showed you earlier. This is the dozy fucker with the The Dennis Taylor glasses.
Basic necessities in our communities to people that need them. Government after government have just made
Now, a
Here we go.
left-wing activist group has staged a nationwide shoplifting spree, apparently to liberate foods and supermarket shelves in protest against billionaires. Well, I can now speak to a spokesperson for Take Back Power, David Curry. David, thank you for joining me. Talk to me about the reasoning for this.
Look, we're in a
Oh, it's him again. Look, fucking look old.
of living crisis. We've got 4 million children in this country who are growing up in food poverty, right? And the solutions to this are simple. We need to tax the rich.
Well, this is the thing, right? Look,
Plastic glasses,
I'm
Dave.
sure it is unfair that some people earn loads and loads of money and other people earn less.
No, it's not unfair. It's not fair or unfair. This is just the stuff that you do in life. I've earned loads of money in jobs. I've earned shit money in jobs. These are the breaks you get in life. Sometimes some things go good for you. Sometimes things don't go so good for you. You've just got to ride it out. Some things are better for a long period of time for other people, and some things are worse for a long time for other people. This is just life. This is just life. It's nothing to do with being fair. Life isn't fair.
But they are creating wealth, aren't they?
Look, we get sold this lie all the time of trickle-down economics. I would like to challenge this concept, right? I think we should call it gushing up economics, right? Because since
Gushing. It's always something to do with sex with this lot. Gushing up economics. Unbelievable. Moral masturbation, I call this. What he's doing is openly, morally masturbating on camera. That's what he's doing.
COVID, billionaire wealth has more than doubled. Where's this money coming from? It's coming from the pockets of hard-working, ordinary people up and down.
Not like you. Not like you. Assured Nikolai Ceausescu and his wife had 120 bullets pumped into them by a firing squad. Them's the breaks, mate. If you're gonna be an absolute tyrant and kill all your people, that's probably what's going to happen to you.
In this country, people who work in supermarkets, plumbers, nurses, teachers, and we're sick to death of it. 3/4 of the population know we need to tax the rich, but our government...
Yeah, but I don't. No, I'm not a millionaire. I live very comfortably, but I'm not a millionaire, and I don't want to tax all the rich. I've been poor as fuck. I've been poor as fuck. Food poverty when I was a kid. You won't hear me complaining that someone had £1 million living three fucking towns on. I don't care. I don't care. That's not down to me. That's down to them.
It's too far.
Shut the fuck up.
So hard left activists have launched a...
We're talking about business, so let's talk about an organisation.
Nick Ferrari. Can't stand Nick Ferrari.
Power launched a
Here we go. This prick. I can't stand this prick either. Is it Jeremy Vine?
mass shoplifting stunt across the UK. Protesters entered supermarket-filled boxes with groceries. Boxes were successfully liberated and taken to a local food bank. Joining us now is David, and you did the theft as well.
I peacefully and non-violently took the food off the
shelves, and then I went straight to TikTok to tell everyone how good and great I was. Fuck off.
shelves and redistributed it to those most in need.
Sean is in Cardiff. What do you think of what David's done?
I think it's disgusting. I think he should be jailed. These supermarkets are
Lock him up. Lock him up. Can I get a padlock in the chat, please? Lock him up.
working on very, very tight margins.
What's tight about £3 billion of profit from Tesco last year? I'm campaigning for people across this country who are struggling to get by, whilst we have the super rich getting richer and richer and richer.
Inequality's actually never been lower than current.
And it's your, that is complete.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Did you see who that was? This cunt. If I can find him on TikTok, I'll get him on TikTok. For those of you who've never seen this absolute wanker, he's called Owen Jones. And you've never seen anyone like him in your life. He's an absolute fucking weasel.
It's about getting our priorities straight.
It is legitimising crime, and people who work in shops are terrified.
You talk about being scared, right? Some people in this country go to bed.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care that he's this. I mean, look at that. Can you imagine that walking up to you in a fucking shop telling you, I'm going to take all this food and you're going to do nothing about it? Some 50, 60... My mother-in-law works in the Morrisons. She works behind the fucking tills. I have to go and meet her because she's scared to walk back from Morrisons because it's in a rough old part of town. She's scared to walk back home. So I have to go and meet her to take her back home. Can you imagine this cunt coming up to my mother-in-law and saying, we're just taking this and you'll do fuck all about it? Fucking hell, he won't last 2 seconds.
That they won't be able to feed their kids. And we've got a political establishment full of people like yourself who have no idea what that is.
He's never met this woman before. He's never met her. He's never met her. I'll guarantee you this lad's never had a hungry day in his life. Never.
Like, since COVID, billionaire wealth in this country has more than doubled.
Why is that a crime?
Where's this money coming from? It's coming from the back pockets of ordinary people. And it's a crime because our government is
It's not coming from the back pockets of ordinary people. What's he talking about? Most of these billionaires are either selling a product or a service that we may or may not want. No one is forcing anyone to buy anything. If I don't want the latest Samsung phone, I won't buy it. If I don't want the latest laptop or the latest TV or the latest car, I won't buy it. It's a trade. I give you some money, you give me a product or a service. If you don't want to sell me a product or a service, you don't have to. If I don't want to buy it, I don't have to. I don't know what they don't get about this. Billionaires aren't going into people's pockets and just taking money.
far in the back pockets of the super rich, of the billionaires, to tax them. The main accusation here is, oh, you should be arrested, you've broken the law.
Yeah, you should. You should be locked up. And he needs put in a proper prison.
News alert, right? Throughout history, people have broken the law, and that's why we have some of those fundamental rights that we have today. Amen.
Name one. Name a situation where someone's broken the law and something's got better from it.
That's true. You must know that's true, though.
No. What's true about that? I've got to find this guy. I've got to find Owen Jones. Because he's an absolute fucking dingbat. I bet he's on TikTok. I bet he's monetized on TikTok. Owen Wanker Jones. Owen Jones? Of course he is. You absolute fucking turnip. Let's have a look.
This is so...
Let's have a little fucking look-see. Let me present this to the fucking house. Have a fucking gander at this cunt.
So humiliating. Just beyond humiliating.
Have you noticed that he always put a fucking backdrop of books in the fucking background? They've always got a bookshelf behind them. There's never any good books in it, like fucking, Bravo 2-0 by Andy McNabb, which actually gets better with every read. There's nothing there. This is all fucking stupid fucking political books that only lean one way. He's not read anything to the contrary. He's never considered the opinion. Never considered the opinion of someone else on the other side. Nothing wrong with bookshelves, Princess Angela. No.
Donald Trump has resorted to trying to crowdsource ideas for attacking Iran. A senior officer in the intelligence branch of US Central Command, so the absolute heart of the US military, has emailed a broad group of military analysts asking for new and creative and unconventional ways to pressure and punish Iran. He was apparently hoping that somebody beneath him might find an option that senior planners had not already considered.
What's wrong with that? Sorry, what's wrong with that? Even the books are leaning to the left. Fucking hell, Dave. What's wrong with someone asking for someone's opinions, who they work with? What's wrong with that?
Now, according to CENTCOM, they've got a culture of innovation, and they're looking for ideas regardless of ranks. But according to sources who are familiar with military planning, this kind of strategic brainstorming, if we want to call it that, through a widely distributed email is unusual, to say the least.
So I don't get this. So he's complaining that US Central Command with the military has sent out an email to all its analysts and said, look, can you come up with anything? Have you got any ideas of how we could put pressure on Iran to make sure, like, the Straits of Hormuz are going to be opened up, that their capabilities to wage war on neighbouring countries is going to be diminished? Can you come up with anything? Maybe something we haven't thought of. Isn't that a really good thing? Isn't that like thinking out the box and thinking, right, we've got all these fucking brains here, and we want your information. We want you to put your fucking ideas forward. And if we think you've got a good idea, we're going to bring you in. We're going to talk to you about it. Surely he's not got a problem with this.
The people at the top of the US political and military leadership have run out of ideas. They have absolutely no idea how to extricate themselves from a...
No, they've not run out of ideas. They want more ideas. And even if they had run out of ideas, what's wrong with asking other people for theirs then? What? What are you talking about, you absolute dullard?
catastrophic war, which some of us predicted would be a catastrophe.
It's not a catastrophe at all. This cunt wants Iran to have a fucking nuke. I'll tell you, do you know what it is? And I'll tell you this straight now. I'll tell you this straight. The left, the socialist left, would love some kind of nuclear fucking catastrophe to go on. They would love it because it would rock the boat a lot. That it would make governments really shaky, and that's what they want. They fucking love it. They would love the status quo to be really fucking rocked. Oh, he is a prick, Gary.
Very beginning. And so they're now resorting to, let's send out an email and see if somebody knows what to do. This...
You could see it coming, but it certainly came a lot faster than people thought. And somebody said, they asked him, why are you studying Arabic? He said, because I want to be able to go to London and Paris, And that's all right. You can have Arabic immigrants, that's Arab immigrants, that's not the point. But if you lose control over your borders, you lose control over your fate and your destiny and your future.
I think that's a very fair point. I think I'm now a fan of Benjamin Netanyahu in the slightest, but that's a fair point. That's a really fair point. If you lose control over your borders and the ability to tell people they can and can't come into the country, you've lost everything. You've lost your identity, you've lost your security, you've lost your future.
Let me just explain how ridiculous what he just said is.
Go on.
0.8% of Londoners use Arabic as their main language, while a total of 1.6% of London's population are of Arab heritage. Now, France doesn't record religion or ethnicity in its census, but it does do these large representative official surveys, and that looks at religion, like background, language. So a survey...
Have you noticed there he didn't say culture? None of that said culture there, which is where the main problems are. In my opinion, it's not really religion, it's not really ethnicity. They're not the problems, it's culture. It's cultural problems that we have.
By France's Ministry of Culture.
Here we go, culture, thank you.
6% of people aged 15 or over in metropolitan France reported mastery of Arabic. Now, that means any degree of proficiency. It doesn't mean that Arabic is their main language. It means that they're able to speak Arabic. So that's 6% of...
Why is he picking on the language? I don't think Benjamin Netanyahu was focusing too much there on the language. He was focusing on the fact that these people are in the country, full stop. That migrants were in the country, full stop. Which in turn, if you have a build-up of different cultures in your own culture, it dilutes yours. It's got to do. If you have water and you add a bottle of some orange squash to it, but then you start adding a bit of blackcurrant and a bit of apple juice, you don't get what you first started with, do you?
Those aged 15 or over. Now, if you want to make a comparison, so 6% are able, that includes people who are not Arab, by the way. And
this is a non-point. It doesn't matter about the fucking... It don't matter, does it? It don't matter about the fucking language.
Since they've been coming in, most rapes are done by people who come in.
That's not true, though, is it? The statistics show that's not true at all. Not even slightly true.
Well, so why, if that's the case then, so why are all these people being shown to be the rapists? If the British are doing it, why aren't we shown...
Because these are the ones you keep seeing on social media. But it's because you're not seeing angry posts about white people committing rapes.
No, but I know white people commit rape. But what I'm saying is, it's not right. Don't get...
Why is he mentioning the word white? Why is he mentioning the word white? Why is it always based on colour with the lefties? Why is it always based on what colour your skin is? Why do they always go back to that when no one mentions that? You can mention where someone lives, you can mention someone's culture, you can mention someone's religion maybe, but I rarely hear, apart from real dingbats like that Ryan Ferguson, he's a fucking idiot. He's a complete fucking neo-Nazi. He spoils any demonstration or protest that he attends because his mere presence there makes it so that everyone else looks like they're fucking neo-Nazis and they're not. You know, he should be banned from everywhere. If you've got a protest coming up, if you've got anywhere that you have a demonstration against the boat crossings or whatever, and Ryan Ferguson shows up, I implore you to tell him to fuck off and say you're not welcome. You're not what we want here. Go and do your fucking Nazi salutes over across the road, you fucking absolute tool.
It's not whatever colour you are, and watch these people come to this country for nothing. Break in. All I'm saying is the people in this country are getting fed up with it. They really are.
Fucking hell, amazing journalism.
The politicians basically serve the rich, the wealthy, and their self-interest. Really, when you look at history, I don't know too much, but it always seems to work in class for the ones that get poorer, and they're the ones that fight the wars. It always seems to be the 2% with 98% of the world's wealth that control everything, the media and people, tell us what to think, what to buy. So around here, 9 out of 10 with no brains, they're all talking about Farage, because he's coming in on a white charger to rescue them from the refugees, which is a load of bollocks. You know and I know if you've got any intellect.
How many fucking refugees are you housing then, mate? How many refugees are you housing? And when was the last time you contacted the girl who was working in a Warsaw hotel and got killed by a migrant? When was the last time you contacted her family and offered your condolences? You haven't, have you? You keep sitting there and smoking your rollies and stinking like fucking B.O., you silly cunt.
But it's not about that. That is a problem. But why are we got refugees? Why are people stabbing each other? Why are our young on drugs?
Because we're soft.
Down to the same problem. 2% and 98%.
Fucking idiot. Fucking. It's gone to shit. It's gone off. Gone off that. 1 sec.
The world's wealth and power.
Shut the fuck up.
85% of Muslim women can't even speak English, and that's a fact. So how do they work?
That's not a fact.
This is a fact.
Where'd you get that fact from?
I get that. I know it's a fact.
But where did you get the fact? Where did you get the fact from?
85%.
85%. Well, let's have a little look-see, shall we? How many Muslim women in the UK can't speak English? Let's have a little look-see. Muslim Council of Britain. So I don't know how good this is the first thing that's come up. I don't know how good this is. 190,000 Muslim women, or 22%, speak little to no English. This is based on a census data from 2011. 22% of Muslim women said they speak English not well or not at all. 22%. I would say that's a lot. It's not 85, but I'd say that's still a lot.
Of Muslim women do not speak English.
That's not true.
Of course it is.
How do you know what? How do you know?
Can't say, do you know what you can't do? You can't stand there and say it's not true.
Well,
because where's your proof? You're asking for my proof. Where's your proof?
The onus is
I'm going to be fair here. The onus is on the guy making the claim. Yeah, I mean, Angela, it's because the census is only done every 10 years. It's probably a lot higher now, actually. Let me just have a quick look at the... Let me just have a look, see if I can find another one. Here we go. English facts, English skills, population, proficiency in English, religion. Okay, this is from the OFNS, the Office for National Statistics. You asked total number of non-English speaking individuals living in the UK. We said, okay, the Association download provides a census for 2021 datasets. detailing proficiency in English, regional main language. We do not hold any information on the religion of people claiming. No, that's not right. Census. It says they don't hold the information of the national statistics here. That's quite worrying. That they don't do that. That's a little bit worrying.
The onus is on you because you made.
With a big cosy seat, footstool, and perfect lighting for everything for evening reading. I'm with you. Angela, 38,000 Muslim women in England could not speak English at all, with about, I think I've just read that bit, yeah, with about 152,000 speaking it not well. That's not what I just got. The 22% figure was in 2016. The government cited an estimate that 190,000 Muslim women, 22% of the population at the time, couldn't do it, couldn't speak English well. Are there 4,000? No, sorry. There's 4 million Muslims in the UK, I believe. So if you're talking about 190,000 of that 4 million, that's a high number that can't speak or speak English very, very poorly. They won't have to speak English if we got rid of them out of the UK. Now that's not very nice, is it? Come on. I'm all for.
No, the onus isn't on me.
If I said there's a ghost over there,
no, do you know something? You can try and make light of it.
I know.
I grew up in this country.
Okay, so did I.
And this country.
So did I.
Yes, you're bringing in people, sub-Saharan Africans, flooding the whole of this country with them. Yeah, sub-Saharan Africans. The average IQ is 60 in sub-Saharan Africa.
I've not seen. I mean, I've not looked, but I'm not going to look it up either. But yeah, I probably don't think that's correct.
The average IQ, yeah, here that's counted as not normal.
Maybe on YouTube.
Yes. So where are they working? Where are all these doctors and nurses that are coming over on the little boats? They're not here.
I don't accept the IQ. But just in terms of the Muslim women, you said 85%. But where have you got that statistic from?
I get that statistic from news. Yeah.
What news?
Go and look it up. You're obviously.
This is a very poor way to debate, and it tries to make light of what this guy doesn't know because he can't cite where he's getting his statistics from. And this is why you shouldn't really rely on statistics as a whole either, because you can have data sets from everywhere and you can manipulate data sets. You shouldn't really rely on them wholly. You can look at them to give you a little bit of a demographic and give you a little bit of an idea, but you can't really, because one person's data set can be used in another way by another person. And if it's not worded in the correct way, when the questions are asked of these people who are creating these data sets, putting these things together, you're going to get really weird anomalies within that data set. Dave, 4.75%. Is that 4.75% of the 4 million? Yeah. Angela, no one has said that the people on the boats are doctors or engineers. But the trouble is, that's the argument from the left, isn't it? The argument from the left is, if we didn't have these people coming over in droves, the NHS would go under, even though I think they only make up, less than 20% of the NHS, any kind of legal migrant. It's people, it's called the English Dictionary for a reason. Angela, that's what the politicians stated and people believed. It's skilled workers. Well, I don't know any of these people that are coming over on these boats. I've never seen that. I mean, I could be wrong here, but I've never seen any stories of people coming over on these rubber dinghies going on to, help British Aerospace or working on HS2 after they've been given asylum and stuff. I know they can't work when they're here, but if you're going to get rid of all your documentation, you're going to struggle with a visa. That's the problem. That's because it's not them. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I think migration into the country has been it's a detriment to the country for a long time. I've worked in lots of industries and with a lot of foreign people, and there's been a lot of workplaces that I have felt like I'm in a foreign country every time I go to work. Like the English people that work there were maybe 10% of the workforce. That can't be correct. That can't be right, can it? In your own country, if you go and work at a warehouse, there was a warehouse I worked at, a really large clothing warehouse that I worked at. I wasn't there for long. And 80% or maybe more were from Romania. They were from Eastern European countries. They were from Africa. They were from all these other places. And to get a normal English conversation from anyone, you'd really struggle. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. What recruitment agencies were doing in this country they've been doing it for the last 20 years, actually. Been going to foreign countries like Poland, they've been going to places like Romania. They've been setting up shop there and saying, we will help you get your visa. We will help you get accommodation. We want you to work at this place. And the wages are really good compared to your country. It's fucked. Dave, Ray and me, worked at the same place. How many foreigners then? Mate, you were there as well as I was. It was fucked, wasn't it? It was absolute. I'm just going to get a quick drink. One sec. I'm back. Yeah, it's fucked.
You can have what you have what I have, yeah? When your daughters are being raped, don't come crying to us, then.
So in this conversation with Store supporters, and one of them made...
Well, the thing is, he's not going to have a daughter that's raped. I think he's gay, so unless he adopts, he's not going to have a daughter that's going to get attacked. So there is that.
Made a frankly absolutely wild claim that 85% of Muslim women in Britain cannot speak English, the exact opposite of reality. The latest comprehensive census data finds that amongst Muslim women in England and Wales, 65.6% have English as their main language, and a further 22.1% speak English well or very well, and 10% can't speak English well. 87.7% overall speak English proficiently. Amongst...
Where's this from? What statistics is he getting this from? Oh, it doesn't say. It doesn't say. So where's he getting these statistics from?
The 22.1% women in England, exact opposite of reality. The latest comprehensive census data finds that amongst Muslim women in England and Wales, 65.6% have...
So where's he getting that from? Because I can't find that. Where's he getting that from? The latest comprehensive data.
English as their main language, and a further 22.1% speak English well or very well, and 10% can't speak English well.
If people post on social media things that are racist or insightful, they nearly always get a knock at the door, charged, and that's right and proper. If we're going to have even, field on this, then Polanski, who is in a position of serious responsibility with a large number of followers, cannot put out on his social media the image that he did, my name, the guillotine, without some consequences.
Yeah, I mean, that was disgusting. That was really, really fucking weird, wasn't it? Angela Ray, I've been told you deserve to get... Who's told you that? Who's told you that? That's ridiculous shit.
This is the same Nigel Farage who said this.
If they don't deliver this Brexit, I like working for, then I will be forced to don't car key. Pick up a rifle.
How's he comparing that to what fucking Zach Polanski fucking did? Unbelievable.
Pick up a rifle, head for the front lines. That is literally him at a campaign event.
So, Princess Angela, comments left on my channel at the time. But what was it in context of what? What? I mean, you know, no context deserve anyone saying that to you. But what brought that on? What brought that, you know?
Speaking in front of an audience, inciting violence. What else is he doing there? That's not someone accepting collaboration requests and not checking to see several photos in.
That's what he fucking did. He put a post up doing this, and it says, "We are only making plans for Nigel," which is I think it was a lyric to a song. But Zach Polanski tweeted this and then tried to say, "Oh, I didn't really know what it really meant. I didn't think it was going to cause this kind of fucking issue." When the guy's got a guillotine, and it says, "We are only making plans for Nigel," and Zach Polanski retweets it and then wouldn't even apologise for it and said, "You know what? That was a really stupid thing to do." When you've got people like Lucy Connolly getting 31 months for a stupid fucking tweet, for a tweet that she never should have put out there and deleted and apologised for and said it was stupid of me, I shouldn't have done that. And then you've got fucking Zach Polanski because, you know, he's too busy psychoanalysing people and wanting the tits to grow through fucking mind control. You couldn't make it up.
Someone was wearing an edgy t-shirt. This is directly from
Someone's wearing an edgy t-shirt. Did he just say someone wearing an edgy t-shirt?
Then someone was wearing an edgy t-shirt. This is directly from him.
He's such a fucking hypocrite, this Owen Jones geezer.
What Zach Polanski, the leader of the Green Party, did.
Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. The font here and the colour of what Owen Jones is putting up.
Globalising into
what Zach Polanski.
Oh, I get it. We all know that I've got a fucking. There's a channel out there run by two absolute fucking whoppers that I can't stand, and one of them's tried, because the other ones are thick. Well, they're both thick bastards, but one's thicker than the other. One of them's been trying to make it so that their content looks more official and looks more like it's been thought about. And I was wondering where they got the colours from. And now I know. They're copying Owen Jones's channel because they want to be seen to be more like professional in what they do. They've never had a professional day in their lives. Never. They've never had a proper job. They've never fucking held down any kind of real responsibility. Just fucking idiots, in my opinion. A few questions to answer about a few other things that I'd like to fucking put them to, but I'd never get a straight answer because they're weak. But I always wondered why are they picking these kinds of colours? Because I really like orange and black. I think it stands out. I think it's a really good way of, you know, putting your fucking titles up and your banners and stuff. But I wondered where they got that idea because for all I don't like Owen Jones, I think he's an absolute wanker. I think he's professional in the way he puts things out, whereas the other two, well, fucking hell, Klingons, aren't they? Dan, that's called laying the groundwork. That t-shirt is dangerous. I totally agree with you, mate. When speaking about illegal immigrants and trying to explain the new laws that came in 2020 for the doctors and engineers, highly skilled workers, etc., and the difference with illegals, no one should ever be threatening or saying that you should be attacked by anyone, mate. No one should be saying that, whether they agree with you or not. And that is against the law. They shouldn't ever be doing that. That's incitement to violence. And as much as I'm for free speech, you know, right up to that point, right up to the point where you want people to get hurt, freedom of speech should be right up to that fucking edge, I think. No one should have been saying that to you.
Globalising into father and those who are fueling anti-Semitism are those
Fueling
who are
anti-Semitism.
crashing the demarcation between Israel and it.
I can't stand him. Cannot stand the cunt. What else should we have a look at?
Crimes
On fucking...
and Jewish people.
Who else is that? Give me some more people on TikTok to look at. Give me some more fucking... Some more people. Is there like fucking Whopper channels? No, actually. I know what we can have a look at. Let's have a little look-see. English Ned. Out of control moments that went completely off the rails. Nick Tanconi takes on fascist screaming heckler. Nick Tanconi then. Here we go. Yeah, let's present this to the fucking house. Putting Derbyshire corrupt police. I will do in a minute, mate. I will do. I do love a bit of fucking corrupt police. Nick Tanconi first. Let's have a look at this fucker. I'm not this guy's biggest fan either. I think he's a bit of an annoying twat. But we will have a look.
Streets. Fascism on our streets.
Fascism off our streets. Fucking hell.
Hello, Mr. Tanconi. The British Empire left the world in a better place. I would tend to agree with you. And one of the reasons why I agree with you is we tended not to interfere too much in the societies we came into.
Yes, we did. We interfered wholeheartedly into the societies that we fucking came into. What are you talking about? We ended slavery. That interfered in every fucking slavery fucking ridden place that you can imagine. We interfered in it. We stopped it. The Royal Navy blockaded fucking port after port and told people that they couldn't send people over to be slaves in other countries. You're welcome.
We sent in missionaries from the Anglican Church. I mean, you can't have everything, but essentially the British Empire we were better than probably, say, the French and the Spanish were in not imposing our ideology. I've just come back from an empire which is probably about to crumble, which is Russia. So I'd agree with you. What I disagree with you in is that white privilege does exist.
A very interesting conversation just now with some adamant debaters that it exists, and I said it doesn't, and they said that's not a statement, like that you can't say that, and I said it's not a thing, it doesn't exist, and that went round and round for about 10 minutes. Can you explain to me how I am wrong to say that white privilege doesn't exist?
Well, you're wrong because
well, yeah, exactly, Dave. What the fuck's this guy doing in Russia?
Essentially, we are living probably still in the post-colonial world where 150 years ago there was the scramble for Africa. 150 years ago, Britain and France were the two dominant world powers. Yes. Then Germany came along. You do know your history. Yeah, in the post-colonial world.
But that's not what he's asking. He's asking what is white privilege. What is white privilege? Because I'm white and I've never been privileged in my life. My family hasn't been privileged. My granddad and grandmother on both sides weren't privileged.
So we're
you still have the case that in both the Middle East and India and also Russia, the colour of your skin matters because you are treated better if you are white.
Yeah, so a lot of people say that you're treated better if you're Israeli or Jewish in Israel. A lot of people say that as well. I know a lot of Persians, Iranians rather, who culturally, God love them, but I've seen it across the world that there's an element of superiority, and us British banter with that. We have fun with that. Like, why not? We're not snowflakes. So when you talk about the post-colonial era, racism is what you're referring to. Racism exists.
Yes, it exists all around the world.
Racism, as long as ignorance exists, racism will exist.
Correct. I don't give a fuck what colour you are. I couldn't give a flying fuck what colour you are. I could give a fuck what you think about how I should live my life and what you're going to say about what I should think and say and do. They're the only caveats that I've got to living in this world. They're the only truths I know.
Bigotry is blind hate against the Catholics, against ordinary hardworking Muslims. Anti-Semitism is vile. I've seen that.
This is what the left hate to see. They hate to see anyone on the right talking facts, not feelings. You can hear this. I'm not a fan of this Nick Tancone. I'm not a fan of his. I think he's a bit of a whopper. But credit where it's due. He's stating fact and he's stating his position on this matter. And he's saying there are plenty of Muslim people that are good people. There are plenty of, Jewish people that are good people. There's plenty of Israelis and plenty of people in the IDF and all that stuff. Plenty of Gazan people that are good people. That's what he's stating. And they hate him saying stuff like this because they want to paint him and people like him into a corner.
Close and personal, that's a deep hatred.
Where have you seen the anti-Semitism up close and personal?
That typically comes from Islamists and far-right extremists. That's when I've seen it. But anti-Semitism...
And also the left.
Yeah, of course. But so as long as people exist and ignorance exists, you're going to have bigotry. Racism, as I'm explaining, exists. White privilege does not exist. Post-colonial era and all the aforementioned...
Are we talking about white privilege in this country, or are we talking about white privilege around the world?
For everyone, that means globally. As a thing.
It exists.
Yeah, right. And I understand that. My perspective is it doesn't exist. Racism exists. Discrimination exists.
Yeah.
White privilege does not exist.
But it exists in the sense that in India it exists because they have marketing for a product called Fair and Lovely. That is a product which allegedly makes your skin whiter. So I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just telling you it exists. I don't have a problem with racism.
Which country is that?
India.
India.
I have been. It's a product called Fair and Lovely.
Yeah.
And basically, it is to get you whiter. The other.
That doesn't make it white privilege. What does that mean? So does that mean the bronzer that you have in this country, the stuff that gives you a tan, is that brown privilege then, you stupid bastard? My missus puts on fake tan sometimes. Does that mean that there's black privilege? What's he talking about, this guy?
Issue you have in India is that I've heard firsthand because I was there for 5 years. That's why I'm a bit crazy.
Imagine saying that. Imagine coming out with something like that. Coming out with, there's a product in India that's called Fair and Beautiful or Fair and Lovely, which makes you a little bit lighter. What the fuck? Maybe the people have got skin conditions where their skin is, the pigment in their skin is a bit fucked up and they've got whiter bits than darker bits and they want to get, an even tone to their skin. Have you thought of that, you fucking donut?
Nick, is you... Well, we're not opening back Pandora's box, but I mean, people have seen me get cycling through Oxford. I don't mind which side of the road, I don't mind whatever. But the thing is, in India...
So he's a knobhead. So he's a... Let's hear him say that shit again.
That's called Fair and Lovely.
Yeah.
And basically it is to get you whiter. The other issue you have in India is that I've heard firsthand because I was there for 5 years. That's why I'm a bit crazy, Nick.
This is why I'm a bit crazy. This is why he's a lefty. Lock them up. Lock them up. They're admitting to you they're fucking crazy. Lock them up.
Well, we're not opening back Pandora's box, but I mean, people have seen me get cycling through Oxford. I don't mind which.
No one's seen you cycling through Oxford because no one gives a fuck. No one knows who you are. No one gives a fuck. I am proved right yet again. It's all about attention. People have seen me riding through Oxford and I don't care what side of the road I'm. No one gives a fuck. You stupid old bastard. No one gives a fuck. You're an attention seeker. You're the worst kind of person, in my opinion. Attention seekers are the worst kind of people. The narcissists.
Tried the road, I don't mind, whatever. But the thing is, in India, there is a fact that you will be hired if you are white. In China, you will be hired if you are white. In Russia, there is a huge problem with racism because it's a pretty much, it's a homogenous vanilla.
It's racism. It's not privilege. You dumb bastard. It's called racism.
Country.
It's very
shocking. In the Middle East, I was talking to some Arabs, and they said, "What were you saying to the Pakistani?"
Yeah. So that's what I was.
I've now covered about at least 2/3 of the world population, and there is white privilege because it's got nothing to do with anything that's come out of Europe. It's been there. It's been there since we were in caves.
That was a very well formulated point, and the girls weren't doing that. But to be fair, you're a lot older and
a lot wiser, Mr.
Well, yeah, I'll be cordial with you, James, but the crowd doesn't know our background, so I'm going to be cordial for now. So what the gentleman has...
So do these two know each other? This guy goes on Speaker's Corner, does he, Colin? I've never seen this guy before. And I'm assuming this Nick Tenkani's had a few issues with him from what he's just said.
Is that white privilege exists, and what he's done is he's broken it down to where it needs to be broken down to, which is to talk about whiteness, not so much Anglo-Saxons or European white, but the entity that is white. I have met several black and brown girls who wanted to be whiter. It's true. I have met several black and brown girls who deliberately wanted to be whiter. As blue-blooded conservatives, we do not see skin colour, and we will never buy into far-left totalitarian propaganda, which is the specific weaponisation of race, sexuality, socioeconomic status, and often religion, which is why the unholy alliance of communists and Islamists exists.
Why do you think that exists then? Why do you think that exists? Why do you actually think that exists?
So I haven't disagreed with you. You're talking about a post-colonial era where there is such a thing as whiteness, white privilege. But if people want to be white, just like I know expats in Spain, and they're basically black, they love tanning. We don't talk about black privilege in the same...
Yeah, exactly that. I love a tan, mate. I love a tan. I'd love to be a couple of shades darker.
In context, it's a nonsense term. I absolutely reject it. Whilst agreeing with you that this thing called racism exists and discrimination exists, and we should stamp racism and discrimination out wherever we find it. But as you well know, the crowd doesn't know our relationship. When we talk about extinguishing injustice, discrimination, racism, bigotry, everything must be done through the Christian moral worldview. That's why, as you said, the empire was, because you know your history, the empire was justified. That was the importance.
Right. Got you.
Rome as well.
Why was the empire justified?
Can I go back to you said a question a minute ago, but
Go on, I'll come back to the why was the empire justified. Go on.
Okay, fair enough. So for those of you who haven't seen, we've got a whiteboard here, and it's very important you know the context. Our position is that the British Empire left the world in a better place. And the reason why it did, if you ask a scientist, they'll talk to you about inventions. They'll talk to you about breakthroughs in science. I've actually got a list of a few of them here. I find that very inspiring, but it's not what motivates me. A guy from New Zealand came onto the mic earlier and said, thanks be to God for the Christian missionaries that came and liberated us from the practices, cultural or otherwise, that were existing in places like New Zealand and Australia.
Like cannibalism. Like cannibalism.
To wrap up, British Empire.
Solar panel specs have about 70 data points on them. 66 are noise.
No, I'll go back. The Christian worldview, you've got the most heinous of crimes, rape, murder, trafficking, and drug cartels. Then there's the other side to that coin, which is your infanticide, your cannibalism, your genocide, your eugenics, killing elderly, killing old people, killing babies, human sacrifice. There are two sides to that coin of the most heinous of crimes: the murder and the rape, the trafficking, the drug cartels, and then the eugenics, the human sacrifice, and the British Empire. Sir Francis Drake, I'll go back to 1492, Columbus. These explorers, right or wrong, found these places and found these atrocities and said, not on our watch. And I say that as a Catholic, and it was Protestant-led, as you all know. I hope that answers your...
Why was infanticide and child abuse made illegal in the Roman Empire, to the best of your knowledge?
Why was it made illegal?
Why was it stamped out?
Why does that even matter in the modern day? This is where everything comes unstuck for me. You know, I'm gonna start going on about fucking 300, 400, 500, 600 years ago. 1,000 years ago. It doesn't matter now. I'm not bothered about what happened fucking 500 years ago. I'm just not. It doesn't matter. You should be concerned about the here and now. You shouldn't forget about history, because history is really important, and the way we've come to have cultures of our own. But it doesn't affect us now. It doesn't. Let's worry about the things that we've got control of now. We can't go back in the past. We can't. If you could go back in a fucking time machine and end the Second World War really quickly and save all those Jewish people, or go back even further and save all those African people from slavery, or go back even further than that to the Barbary slaves and the white slaves that were there, and go back even further from that and save people from the Napoleonic Wars and all that shit. You'd be there all day trying to stop the wrongs of the past. Worry about what you can worry about today and get through that. At the minute we're at fucking loggerheads with the lefties, because they're the new problem. The lefties are the new problem. The people that prescribe to tell you how to think, what to say, when to say it, and how to behave. And if you don't fall in line to the letter, you're the one that's going to come unstuck. You're the one that's a problem. You're the one that's the bigot. You're the one that's the fascist. You're the one that's going to get attacked if you go to one of these protests. If you dare to film them, you're going to be attacked. You're going to be doxxed. You're going to be told you're going to be killed. You're going to be fucking... Look at Charlie Kirk. Jesus Christ, look at Charlie Kirk. A bloke who just went round university and college campuses to talk. All he wanted to do was talk. And some bastard got on top of a roof and sniping him in front of everyone, and then you had lefties claiming it was the right that did it. You couldn't make it up. You couldn't make it up. It's terrible, this. Princess Angela. So we, government, need to implement changes, law, update legislation, but it can't happen overnight. If anyone thinks it can and vote on that belief, or just going to be following the Brexit shut down the borders, the Brexit thing didn't work properly because it wasn't implemented properly. The British people were offered the premise of leaving the EU because the EU wasn't serving us. But there wasn't enough thought into what happens when we do leave. Because the British people were keen on leaving. The majority of the British people were keen on leaving. But then there wasn't the framework to fucking sort it out. If I were running the country... If I was running the country, I'd implement a certain few things. I'd shut the border straight away. I'd shut the border to legal and illegal migration. I just would. For 12 months, I'd say we're full at the minute. You can come on holiday, no problem. If you overstay your visa and we catch you, you'll never come to the UK again. You will never, ever be able to set foot in the UK again. Whether you're a fucking astrophysicist or someone who stocks shelves for a living, you will never, ever come to the UK again if you overstay your visa. And you haven't got good reason. I'd shut the borders for 12 months. I would say for a minimum of 12 months for both legal and illegal migration. If you want to bring your families over here, you got another 12 months to wait, and then we may reconsider or we may not. In terms of the illegal migrants coming over on boats, I would never use the ECHR as a benchmark for anything again. We are out of Europe. We don't need to use that. It's a piece of nonsense fucking framework that we don't need. We are quite capable of managing our own laws and our own boundaries and our own borders ourselves. We don't need anyone else's input. We don't need to be adhering to fucking other people's ways of life. If you like someone else's way of life in another country, more power to you. I'll help you pack. See you later. I'll help you pack. No problem. If you want to come to the UK, you've got to adhere to our laws, our culture, the way we live our lives. If you want to practice your religion, fantastic. Do it in the privacy of your own home and in your own places of worship. 100%. I think that's fair. I would think that that's fair anyway. Thank you. Secondly, of those that are over here now in hotels that are being processed for asylum, I'll just make it really easy. I'd make the asylum process really, really easy. Have you come over with any family members? Is your children with you? Is your wife or your partner with you? Have you come over with them? In which case, what we're going to do is we're going to help you. We're going to put you up in a hotel. We're going to go through your asylum application. As long as you've meet all the criteria that we've got, we will try and help you. Are you a single male coming over? Unfortunately, we are full. We can't let you in. We're going to have to send you back to where you came from, which is either France, Belgium, whatever country you came from to get to the UK, you're going to be sent back. After the 12 months is up of the borders being closed, we can then maybe relook at what you have done in those 12 months to assist yourself in becoming someone that the UK would want to take on as a new citizen. Because anything other than that is going to be a burden to the state. Thank you. In terms of, making it so that the people over here that have been given asylum are leading a good and fruitful life, I would say first and foremost, when you start working, you must work. If you're able to, you must work. And for the first 5 years of you being over here, you will pay slightly more tax, not a lot, but slightly more. You will pay slightly more national insurance because you've paid nothing in, but you want to take something out. And you're going to be able to earn a decent wage, you're going to be able to have a decent life, and you should be able to contribute a little bit more to society for a short period of time, no more than 5 years. And then after that, boom, you're one of us. You're on normal tax rate, you're on normal national insurance rate. I would say that you get given enough already. You get given the NHS, you've got free education, you've got access to benefits if you need it, but you should be working. You absolutely should be working. If you fall out of work, if you're capable of working and you fall out of work and you're an asylum seeker in this country, being given asylum in this country, you should be given a time period of when you should be able to get a job. And I think 3 months is enough. I think if you're out of work for 3 months or more, then your asylum status should be either suspended or, taken away straight away, and then you're shipped out. Because what are you giving back to the country that you are taking? You're not giving more than you are taking, are you? Yeah, thank you. The lefties. No. The lefties are the main problem. They're the ones that want to give away our money. They want to give away the resources of this country. They want to make sure that we can't have the freedom of saying we're upset with it, the freedom of making sure that we have the right people in place to make the right decisions as well. I don't think that's a lot to ask me. I really don't. So yeah. I'm gonna get something to eat now. I've got some stuff to do. The missus is back tomorrow, so she's back about 11:30, something like that. Ish. I think she's back about 11:30. So I've got to tidy the house up, obviously, because Ray's been living like a single man for a week, and it's never good, is it? It's never good. Ray's got a new toy. I fucking have as well. Just had a calzone. Very nice, very nice. So thank you all for joining me. Really appreciate it. Give yourselves a round of applause. I've got another one here. That's fantastic. I've got some more fucking things here. I've got some more slide along fountain, gunshot. What's that? That's a screaming man. And then a train whistle. That's the fuck train. We're going to call that the fuck train. So yeah, thanks for joining me. And I'll see ya. Yeah, do a video on it, Princess Angela. Put one up. I'll see you I'll see you all very soon, and I'll leave you with this bit of outro music.